Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the things you're buying to look successful are actually keeping you from becoming successful. That car payment, the designer clothes, the expensive dinners, they don't just cost money. They can cost you the wealth you could have built instead. Keep watching, because in the next 10 minutes, you're going to know exactly what your image has been costing you, down to the dollar, and 5 questions that can save you thousands before your next purchase. This is M3 Money Mindset Makeover. This isn't just a channel, it's a mindset revolution. And today, M3 Mavericks, we're exposing something I'm calling the image tax. The invisible bill you pay every single month to look like you're doing better than you are. Subscribe now, because by the end of this, you're going to look at your last 10 purchases completely differently. Truth time. Most people aren't broke because they don't make enough money. They're broke because their lifestyle keeps sprinting to catch up with their income, and then lapping it. And right now, that treadmill is brutal. Roughly 2 out of 3 Americans are carrying some form of debt in 2026, and 1 in 3 households is sitting on $10,000 or more in non-mortgage debt alone. For Gen Z specifically, the share living paycheck to paycheck jumped from 57% to 69% in just 2 years. You're not lazy. You're not bad with money. You are existing inside a machine that is extremely good at convincing you that your worth is measured in what people can see. Keeping up with friends. The highlight reel on your feed, upgrading a car that still runs fine, financing a vacation instead of saving for it, ordering delivery because cooking feels like a personal attack after a 10-hour shift. Every one of these feels like a small decision. None of them feel dangerous. But here's where it gets worse. Looking wealthy can actually make becoming wealthy harder. You can have the car, the closet, the apartment with the skyline view, and have almost nothing invested. You can look like you're winning financially while your bank account is quietly, silently losing. That gap has a name. I call it the image tax. Here's the breakdown. 1. Looking rich versus being wealthy. Looking rich is visible consumption. Being wealthy is financial ownership. The emergency fund, the retirement account, the investments, the ability to walk away from a bad job or a bad relationship because your money gives you options. One dead simple question separates the two. Would I still want this if nobody else could see it? That question alone can save you thousands over a lifetime. 2. Find your image spending. Not every nice purchase is a problem. The problem is spending primarily because of what a purchase communicates. And this isn't a guess, it's measurable. Recent research from Credit Karma found that 48% of Gen Z and 40% of millennials say social media directly causes them to spend money they don't actually have. Even more telling, 69% of Gen Z and 58% of millennials admit a social media trend, think old money fits, clean girl, everything, has pushed them to spend in just the last year alone. But here's where it gets worse. That's not weakness. That's a machine engineered by very smart people to make you feel behind. And image spending is dangerous because there is no finish line. Someone will always have a newer car, a nicer watch, a better vacation, more followers. If your definition of winning depends on staying ahead of them, you cannot ever actually win. 3. Calculate the hidden cost. Here's where this image tax breakdown gets real. Say you're spending an extra $500 a month trying to maintain a slightly more impressive lifestyle. That's $6,000 a year. Over 10 years before a single dollar of investment growth, that's $60,000 gone into things that have already depreciated, been worn out, or been replaced by the next version. Ouch. Most people don't realize this part. If that same $500 a month had been invested instead, historically the market has rewarded patient money enough that the real number, growth included, isn't $60,000, it's dramatically higher. The point isn't that you need to invest every dollar you own. The point is this: every lifestyle upgrade has a second, invisible price tag. What that money could have become. 4. Watch out for lifestyle creep. You get a raise. You upgrade the apartment. Another raise, a nicer car. Another raise, better restaurants, better trips. Eventually, you're making significantly more than you used to, and somehow you don't feel any richer. That's lifestyle creep. And finance economists flag it as one of the most common wealth killers people fall into every single year. Letting spending rise in lockstep with income, dollar for dollar. The fix isn't refusing to enjoy a raise. It's giving every raise a job before you spend it. Something like 50% to investing, 25% to your financial goals, 25% to an actual lifestyle upgrade. Now your life gets better and your net worth gets better at the same time. Quick question for the M3 Mavericks. What's one thing you used to think you needed to look successful that you genuinely don't care about anymore? Car, clothes, phone, house? Drop it in the comments. You might help someone else finally stop paying their own image tax. 5. Stop confusing price with value. Expensive doesn't automatically mean better. Cheap doesn't automatically mean smart. The real question is, does this purchase improve my life enough to justify what it costs? Spend more when quality genuinely matters, when you'll use it constantly, when it saves real time or lasts substantially longer. Spend less when you're buying the logo, buying status, or replacing something that already works. This isn't permission to be miserable. It's permission to be intentional. 6. Build your worth it list. Pick 3 to 5 things you're genuinely willing to spend more on. Travel, great food, fitness, your home, experiences with people you love. Then build a second list, the stuff you don't actually care about. The newest phone, designer labels, trendy restaurants you only went to for the post. You don't need to spend less everywhere. You need to spend more intentionally somewhere. 7. The wealth before flex rule. Before any major lifestyle purchase, ask, is my financial foundation strong enough to support this? Check your emergency fund, your high-interest debt, your retirement contributions, your monthly cash flow. If those aren't where you want them, the answer to that purchase isn't never. It's not yet. That one phrase can change your entire financial trajectory. Say you've got an extra $700 a month. Most people split it something like this: $350 toward a car upgrade, $150 on restaurants, $100 on subscriptions, $100 on clothes. Same $700 gone by the end of the month, nothing left behind. Now redesign it. $350 into investing, $150 into a travel fund, $100 into emergency savings, $100 that's guilt-free, no questions asked spending. Same $700, completely different life 12 months from now. That's the whole philosophy. Don't eliminate enjoyment. Redirect some of it toward the life you're actually trying to build. So my M3 Mavericks, before your next big purchase, run it through 5 questions. 1. If nobody could see it, would I still buy it? 2. Can I afford it without financing it? 3. Will I still value this 6 months from now? 4. Is this improving my life or my image? 5. What could this money become if I invested it instead? Only 14% of Americans currently say they feel wealthy, and the number people believe they'd need just to feel rich has climbed past $1 million for most of the country. That's not a coincidence. That's what happens when an entire culture is taught to chase the look instead of the number. So here's the mindset shift. The goal was never to look poor. The goal is to stop spending money trying to convince people you're doing better than you are. Because the people actually becoming wealthy usually don't look dramatically different from everyone else. They just have something you can't see on their feed. Money quietly working for them in the background. You don't have to stop enjoying your money to build wealth. You just have to stop letting other people's expectations spend it for you. Ask the 5 questions. Build your worth it list. Give every raise a job. And remember, the real flex was never looking wealthy. It's having enough that you never had to prove it. If you want more ways to build real financial freedom without giving up your entire life to do it, hit subscribe and join the M3 Mavericks, because unsubscribing from broke starts with one decision, and you just made it by watching this whole thing. Since you stayed, why not watch the next video? It will add value to your busy life. I just know it. The financial habits of the top 1%. The video is on your screen right now. I spent quite a bit of time researching it for you guys, so go watch that one next, M3 fam.